Alright YouTube, welcome back to another video. This is a Linux tutorial on how to install Genesis Viewer in Linux. Specifically, Linux Mint, operating system Linux Mint 20.2 Cinnamon Desktop. We're using the 5.07 version. We have the latest Linux kernel 540-131 generic. We're using AMD times 3 processors. That's right, I don't even have quad core, but that's okay. It does everything I need to do most of the time. We have a GTX 1050 Ti video card with the latest Linux NVIDIA drivers proprietary installed. So there's the system info, so I don't screw that up. To get started, you're going to need to find your favorite web browser. Genesis Viewer for Second Life will be your search. You're going to find the first link, which is genesisviewer.org. You're going to click on that link and you're going to be presented with this lovely page. Now on this page you have two options. Unfortunately, there's not a Linux version. Dealt with this before, haven't we? Yes, we have. Download release. This is the latest stable release version. You have a nightly build, which is not the stable version, but should run without issues. If you want to help squash bugs, which I did with Singularity for years, use the nightly builds. Let the devs know. Give them feedback. Hey, this is not working. This doesn't work. This doesn't work like it used to. What did y'all break? Sometimes you need to communicate. It's okay. That's what those groups are for in game, to chat with the devs, to get information back and forth. I wanted something just ran out of the box this time. Not saying I won't get the nightly builds later. Right now, I just wanted a release. So here's your stable release. Click on this, download it. What that's going to do is it's going to give you a download in your downloads folder, which is where my downloads go. Your system may be different. Genesis, you're going to get the 1-1-522 x86 64 setup.execute. Doesn't run out of the folder like Singularity did. Doesn't run out of the folder like Firestorm does. It's okay. We're going to make this work. Right click on this .execute, open with Wine Windows Program Loader. This is assuming you have the latest version of Wine installed and up to date. Going to be presented with a couple of screens. It's going to walk you through real quick. Don't worry about too much. I did not create shortcuts for a reason. Before you install, let's talk about why. This is where it came to, okay? So we're going to go back to my home directory. You're going to need to show hidden files. You're going to go down to your wine folder. You're going to go to drive C. I installed in the program files, not x86. And there's Genesis installed in Wine. Open that folder. You're going to see a couple of files in here. Once we run the first time, I think it creates a few more logs. It's okay. Just go with what you've got. There is your Genesis Viewer.execute. From the top, it's right here. You're going to right click on that. Open with Wine Windows Program Loader, and the viewer should load and run with no problem. If it does, and it runs, test it. See what you think. I personally had some choppiness that I didn't get with Singularity, and I didn't get with Firestorm. But I had all kind of issues with Firestorm. It's bloated. I don't care what anybody says. Go somewhere else and watch another video. Firestorm sucks. Don't like it, won't use it. Never did like it. It's bloated and overweight and needs to be cut in half. That's my personal opinion. You may not agree with me, but that's my opinion. Singularity did everything I needed to do. It was lighter weight. It worked better. I liked it much better. It ran smoother. This runs under Wine fine. It does everything it's supposed to do. I had all kind of voice issues with Singularity. I had all kind of voice issues with Firestorm. Followed all their workarounds. Nothing worked to fix it. I logged in Genesis under Wine. Bam. My voice loads right up, connected to the voice server, no issues. So automatically I was happy. The game did run a little choppy. And I'm like, okay, it's a little heavier than Singularity maybe. You know what I mean by heavier? And it may be that I need to tweak some things. I worked with it a minute and really wasn't happy with the performance. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll run it under Steam with Proton. Now, how do we do that, you ask? Well, it's simple. You've got your path right here. This is your path, right? You know where you're going. So we load Steam, and we just load our library. And look, I've already got it installed. But how did I do that? Well, it's simple. Go up to Games, right here on the Games tab at the top. You want to go all the way down, add a non-Steam game to my library. Freaking amazing. So it asks you which applet or game do you want to add. Well, we're going to browse. What we're going to find is that path I told you to remember. There it is, Genesis. This is the folder, but I don't see the .execute because it's set for Applications Desktop. Click that, drop down to All Files. Bam. Now what do we got? Genesis Viewer.exe. Right there. You want to add that. Open it. Steam will add it to your library. Once it's there, you want to find it in your list. It should look like this. You're going to right click. You're going to go to Properties. Don't worry about a shortcut. You're going to go to Compatibility. And we're going to force it to use a specific Steam compatibility tool. I'm currently running under 7.x.x, whatever 7 is. You can try it with experimental. You can try it with 648 or 684, whichever one it is. I chose 7 because I think the game runs better under 7. 7 seems to be the new thing for Proton, so that's the way I did it. It runs really well out of the box with Wine, but I didn't like the performance. Singularity was a great viewer. It worked really well. I was really happy when I found Singularity years ago, but the viewer's dead. The devs aren't working on it anymore from what I'm being told in group. So, goodbye Singularity. Hello Genesis. I think the dev team went to Genesis is what I'm understanding. If I'm wrong, please, there's a comment section. You can correct me. Don't mind being corrected. I'm wrong sometimes. But I think the team went to Genesis. Just to show you, Genesis Viewer.execute under Steam. And the viewer should load with no problem. I've loaded it several times today, off and on, just testing things. It runs better under Proton than it does under Wine. Proton is Wine in a different form. We all know that, those of us who game on Linux. Proton's a godsend. It just solves so many damn issues with loading games. And the fact that you can load a non-Steam game into the Steam library and then compatibility it to the one you want to run, it works fine. Like I said, try experimental, try 6.x.x, try 7.x.x, whatever you want to try. Play around with the Protons and see which one works best for your system. I prefer 7, that's me. Viewer loads up just fine and looks pretty much like Singularity. When I logged in on this viewer the first time, voice loaded right up. I had no issues. Inventory loaded right up. I didn't have any problems with reading profiles. On Singularity last night, profiles stopped showing up for me. The group said it's a known issue, get Genesis. I'm like, shit, they're pushing this viewer in the Singularity group? Okay, well, I tried it. Sure enough, solved all my problems. The game runs fine under Wine. It runs better under Proton. That's my take from a Linux gaming standpoint, is that if you can run it under Proton, you're just that much better off. Even narrative Linux games on Steam I run under Proton. They just run better. They run smoother. They're less choppy, and that's what I had with this one. The viewer under Linux is choppy under Wine. Doesn't mean it doesn't run. It was actually playable, but I didn't like that little bit of chop. Singularity was a great old viewer. Rest in peace. It's gone. Get over it. Download Genesis. Run it under Steam. You're gonna love it. I promise. Okay, so that's it for me. Short tutorial, but I showed you how to get it running. And leave me a comment. Be a good human. Be nice to people. Just be nice. You don't have to even like them. Just be nice. Make somebody smile today and do your job as a human. Just be nice. That's it for this video. I'm out. You guys have a great day. Please, 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 if you would, before you leave the channel, like and subscribe. I do videos all the time. No telling what you'll see. No telling what I'll be wearing. So just take it day at a time. But yeah, that like and subscribe means a lot. Thanks. I appreciate it. Peace.